I welcome all of you to chapter 19 in the Nectar in the Sieve novel series. Kenny's return was the beginning of another change in our lives and in Selvam's. Selvam, who for all that he had been reared on the land and had the earth in his blood, yet did not take to farming. Like his brothers, he was hardworking and conscientious. We see here how Selvam turns away from farming because it did not yield him success, and he turned to another career. So conscientious means careful, but he had no love for it, and in return it did not yield him. He had a knowledge of crops and season, born of experience, but where crops thrived under Nathan's hand, under his they wilted. Despite anxious care, the seed he planted did not sprout. The plants that sprouted did not bear. One day he came straight from working in the fields, threw down the spade he was carrying, and announced he was finished with the land. I'm no farmer, he said. The land has no liking for me, and I have no time for it. What then will you do, my son? I said, worried. How will you live when we are gone? He did not reply at once, but sat down cross-legged, looking out absently beyond the small courtyard to the cool green of the paddy fields. But he was not thinking of them. Kenny is building a hospital, he said. When it is ready, he will need an assistant, and he has offered me the job. But what can you know of such work? Nothing. He is going to train me, starting as soon as possible. He says it will not be too difficult for me, for I am not without learning. It was true. Selvam had been cast in the same mold as his brothers. He had quickly learned what I had to teach and had progressed from there by his own efforts and enthusiasm. Study came to him naturally. He wrote and read as I had once done, avidly with pleasure. He will learn, I thought. This is the chance he has been waiting for. Sylvan began to fidget. Fidget means uneasiness. I have told my father, he said hesitantly. He is very willing. I smiled at him. So am I. I wish you well. He relaxed. I'm glad. I thought you might be were displeased, but not displeased, perhaps disappointed, since all our sons have forsaken the land. But it is the best way for you. It is the best way, he repeated after me. It will be a great venture. We have many plans and much hope. So forsaken the land means rejected the land or stood away from the land. We both relapsed, so subsided, relapse means, into silence. I watched him covertly. Covertly means not openly. With wondering whether I should say, you must be prepared. This new association will not be taken at face value. There will be vilifiers who will say it was done not for you but for your mother, will seek to destroy your peace. But then I thought resolutely, I will not take the fire from his resolve or sow suspicion between them. And so I held my peace, but his steady eyes were on me, calm and level. I'm not aware, he said quietly, but is it not sufficient that you have the strength and I have the trust? It is indeed, I said with relief. I wanted only that you should know. We smiled at each other in perfect understanding. I sought out Kenny again. We are months more in your debt. My son is overjoyed. There's something he has waited for without knowing it. I'm indebted to him as well. I need an assistant. He promises to be a good one and will, I hope, be the first of many. I could not carry on alone. The town has grown and it is still growing, as you know. It will be bigger than what went before. It will be a hospital, not a dispensary, he said coldly. Let me show you. He pulled out several papers, drawings, and long sheets covered with calculations, which I could not understand even when he explained them. Though this I did not confess, I gathered only what it would be a big affair. Where is the money to come from? I said, bewildered. Such a construction will need, I do not know how many hundreds of rupees. I have thousands, he replied. I did not realize you have lived like us, the poor. So Rukmani thinks that it is his money. And he replies, the money is not mine. It has been given to me. I have collected it while I have been away. In your country? I said, from your own people? Yes, he said impatiently. Part of it came from my country and my people. Part of it came from yours. Why do you look puzzled? I have little understanding, I replied humbly. I do not know why people who have not seen us and who know us not should do this for us. Because they have read the means, he said, and because they have learned of your need. Do not the sick die in the streets because there is no hospital for them? Are not children born in the gutters? I have told you before, he said. I will repeat it again. You must cry out if you want help. It is no use whatsoever to suffer in silence. Who will succor the drowning man if he does not clamor for his life? Succor means help. It is said, I began. Never mind what is said or what you have been told. There is no grandeur in what or in endurance. So Rukmini started to tell how their religion has told them to stay silent and endure things in silent, which is shown as courage. But Kenny says that never mind what it is said because there is no greatness in endurance. Privately, I thought, well, and what if we gave in to our troubles at every step? We would be pitiable creatures indeed to be so weak, for is not a man's spirit given to him to rise about his misfortunes? As for our wants, there are many and unfilled. Who is so rich or compassionate as to supply them? Want is our companion from birth to death, familiar as the seasons of the earth, varying only in degree. What profit to bewail that which has always been and cannot change? His eyes narrowed, whether from a long association or from many dealings with human beings, and whether one kept silent or spoke to cloak one's thoughts, he always knew the heart of the matter. Uh, ambic- accusant imbeciles. So that means inclined to accept foolish people, he said scornfully. Do you think spiritual grace comes from being in want or from suffering? What thoughts have you when your belly is empty or your body is sick? So this is the same thing the Lord Buddha also told us, that hunger and in hunger we cannot process anything, and when our body is sick, also we cannot process anything. Tell me they are noble ones, and I will call you a liar. Yet our priests fast and inflict on themselves severe punishments, and we are taught to bear our sorrows in silence. And all this is so that the soul may be cleansed. He struck his forehead. My God, he cried, I do not understand you. I will never will. Go before I too am entangled in your philosophies. So in this chapter, we can see how the conversation between Rukmini and Nathan and how uh, Selvam's life changes when he rejects the land and goes as an assistant to Kenny. So this is the turning point in the land because at the end they are deprived of the land. The Samindar sells off the land to the tannery. So this is very important place as uh, Selvam, their only son, rejects the land because of a course that would happen in the future. So with that, we end chapter 19, and in the next video, we'll meet with chapter 20. So we have 10 more chapters to go, and you will receive all the recordings of the future chapters. So do like this video, subscribe to my channel, and click the bell icon for more notifications. Thank you.